Hi, everyone. My name is Colleen. Welcome back to another live stream brought to you by the amazing team over at Princess Dental Staffing. So, today we are giving you some dental assistant job posting examples. Okay. So, we know it can be kind of intimidating to write just the right dental assistant job posting in order to build that really qualified applicant pool that you're really looking for. So today we're going to be talking about some of the elements that you're going to want to include in your dental assistant job posting, why you want to include them, and give you some examples that you can use to inspire you to write the most awesome job posting you possibly can, and really get that qualified applicant pool and hire your next dental assistant. But of course, before we get into all that, just want to remind everyone that Princess Dental Staffing is an online dental job board, and they have positions available for dental assistants, dental receptionists, dental hygienists, and dentists in a variety of different areas. They've got full time, they've got part time, they've got temporary and permanent roles. Okay, so if you have some time today, visit princessdentalstaffing.com, see what positions they have available in your area. And you can also, while you're on princessdentalstaffing.com, create a profile and get your information in front of hiring managers. And of course, if you need assistance writing a dental assistant job posting, Princess Dental Staffing can help you with that if you're a potential employer and you're looking for great talent. Okay, so be sure to contact princessdentalstaffing.com today to see about posting your job and getting a qualified applicant pool. Okay. Also, when you're on princessdentalstaffing.com, you can also take a look at their blog posts, which covers a lot of the same content that we're covering here in these live streams. Excuse me. Additionally, this blog post, Dental Assistant Job Examples, there's actually 11 job postings. So today I'm going to be going over a few, and I'm going to be doing a more of a deep dive into, the content that's included, why it's important, and all those sorts of things. But if you want even more examples, if you need a little bit more inspiration, again, visit princessdentalstaffing.com. Take a look at this week's job post, and you can see all 11 examples there and read through them to really kind of help you craft and compose your job posting for a dental assistant. Okay. Alrighty, so now that we've talked about all that, let's talk about job postings for dental assistants. So let's start off by talking about, what to include in a dental assistant job posting. You're going to want your goal here is to be clear and yet concise, okay, with your job postings. You don't want a job posting that is pages and pages long. You're going to lose the job seeker at some point. So you want to be concise, but you want to be impactful, okay? You want to say plenty in as few words as possible. And you want to make sure that you're including all of the relevant details that you need to include, that job seekers are going to be interested in knowing, okay? If they, in order to determine whether or not they're going to apply for that role and kind of throw their hat in the ring, right? So some of the things you're going to want to include are work days, right? They need to know the schedule, the experience required so that they know how to tailor their resumes and their cover letters. And I love, pause for a second. I love presenting streams like this where we talk about something that is really directed towards a main audience, but is also helpful towards the non-main audience, right? So we're talking today, this is largely for, potential employers and hiring managers, the decision makers within the organization, talking about how to create these job postings, but it's also really crucial information for job seekers as well, right? Because as we go through some of these job posting examples, okay, we're going to talk about why it's important to include this information for, potential employers, but we're also going to talk a little bit about how you can tailor your resume as a job seeker and tailor your cover letter as a job seeker, so that you can align with the expectations of the potential employer and really kind of push through that application process and hopefully get to that interview stage, right? And one of the things as a job seeker you're definitely going to want to focus on is the experience required in these job postings. And potential employers, you're going to want to include it so that your job seekers can speak specifically to that experience required, along with things like certifications needed, software experience needed, your EDRs and those sorts of things, and if you need bilingual fluency as well. So those are all the things you're going to want to include. On top of that, you're also going to want to include some information about compensation. Okay, it's highly recommended that you are transparent in your salary expectations. No one wants to waste their time applying for a role that's just not meeting their salary expectations or their salary needs. Excuse me. And you also don't want to waste your time, going through an entire process, finding the perfect candidate and realizing you just can't afford that level. Okay. So we definitely recommend transparency. And in some states and some city and, county locations, it's actually required that you include at least a range. Okay. So if you are new to creating job postings, be sure to research whether or not you are in a location that requires you to include salary ranges or salary information in the job postings. If you're not required to do so, we still highly recommend that you do so, just to kind of help build that trust and to increase that transparency as well. So definitely at least a range. Okay. So those are some of the things that you're going to want to include in your job posting in order to ensure that the job seeker has all the information that they need in order to make a decision as to whether or not they're going to apply for your role. Okay. All right. So let's go through some examples together. Okay. So this first example was pulled from Princess Dental Staffing for a dental assistant position in Tempe, Arizona. Okay. So here we go. Okay, so the header, okay, the title of the posting says dental assistant needed in our dental office. Straightforward, right? We know the title, we know what's needed. Okay. Are you a dental assistant passionate about helping patients achieve their best oral health? Look no further, because office name in location is looking for you. We're seeking a dental assistant with at least X number of years of experience to join their team. The ideal candidate should be certified in fill in certification, fluent in language, have experience using ABC software, and be passionate about dental care. You will work Mondays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays with a salary ranging from $20 to $26 per hour, depending on your experience. Okay. Sometimes you may see DOE in job postings. It's just shorthand for depending on experience, just if you ever come across that, or you can write it out, whatever. Responsibilities include assisting dentists during procedures, taking and developing x-rays, managing patient records, and performing other dental related duties. If you're a hardworking, reliable team member who always puts patients first, we encourage you to apply. Okay. So this one, again, it's only 2 paragraphs. It's very short. It's very sweet. It's to the point. And just those short 2 paragraphs, we know the name of the office, the location. We know some of the hard and soft skills that this potential employer is looking for. We know the salary range, the expected schedule. Okay, and all of those sorts of things, right? So, as a potential employer, you're really giving a lot of great information without writing a book, writing a novel, right? And as a job seeker, you know exactly what to include in your resume, right? You're definitely going to want to include that certification, fluency in a language, and that experience with software if you have it. You're also going to, maybe in your introduction, I would probably include how many years of experience you have, because they did have so in this job posting, they did have a minimum requirement. Okay. And they also have some duties that you can be expected to perform if you're hired for the role, which means if you have experience in those different areas, you're definitely going to want to include those in your work history. Okay. Additionally, something else that we can kind of glean from this job posting is that this particular office is all about passion for the patient, right? So in the first sentence, they said, are you a dental assistant passionate about helping patients achieve their best oral health? And then they also said later on in that same paragraph, the ideal candidate should be certified in, fluent in language, have experience using software, and be passionate about dental care. That's going to be a key word for you job seekers. Make sure you talk a little bit about your passion for dental care. Maybe in your cover letter is probably where I would include it. Okay. So, a lot of great information that can be gleaned from this job posting, and it wasn't more than 2 paragraphs. Okay. So, um, so that's example number one. So let's move on to another example. So this one was pulled from Indeed, and it's for an orthodontal assistant in San Diego, California. Okay. Um, Attention dental assistants, we have an opportunity you won't want to miss. Your office name and location is seeking an experienced and talented orthodontic assistant to join their team. They need someone with at least 2 years of orthodontic experience and orthodontic assistant certification or RDA license. You will be responsible for ensuring all equipment is sterilized, taking intraoral x-rays and photographs, and educating patients on oral hygiene and aftercare. Okay. Be part of their easygoing office environment and take the next step in your orthodontic career at office name. Okay. So in this one, in this particular job posting, again, this one's only a paragraph long, so this one's even shorter. Okay, but again, we have a lot of great information here. Okay, we have again, as the job seeker, they're focusing a lot more on those technical skills and those qualifications. Okay, there isn't a lot of there aren't a lot of like exclamation points used in this particular one, and they mention specifically that they're an easygoing office and they talk a lot about taking the next step in your career. Okay, so job seekers, this job posting, it sort of gives off that brand of a little bit more buttoned down, right? A little bit more polished, a little bit more professional. And so it's obvious that this office values, education, qualification, and experience over some of those softer skills like communication and things like that. Not to say that those skills aren't important, but again, when you're tailoring your resume, it's really important to focus on what the potential employer values and what you can bring to the table to kind of support that. It's also a great indication as to kind of whether or not this is the kind of environment that you want to work in that's conducive with your personality. Okay, and again, potential employers, in writing one like this, again, it's very it's largely cut and dry with very little fluff. It's only a paragraph long, very to the point. So if that's the kind of persona that you're trying to give off, then that's definitely the layout that you're going to kind of want to use, right? Something that focuses again on those technical hard skills and those key qualifications and those sorts of things. So if that's kind of the brand, if that's kind of the overall kind of feel of your office that you want to convey, this is definitely a great example for you to draw inspiration from. Okay. Alrighty. So just don't forget, hiring managers, when you're writing your job posting, it might be a good idea to have someone else kind of take a look before you post it, just to make sure that you are giving off the right message, that you're giving off the right persona, and that you're hitting all the notes and talking about all the things that are important to you as a potential hiring manager. Okay. Alrighty, another example. All right. So this next one was pulled from Princess Dental Staffing. It's a dental assistant position in Seattle, Washington. Okay. And the header for this job posting is dental assistant $500 sign on bonus. Okay. So if you're having a little bit of trouble recruiting the talent that you need, you may want to consider a sign on bonus. Okay. And that's a great thing to advertise. Okay. So in these like kind of headers, if you're using like a format where you can include a header before you get into the job posting, right? Like if you're posting on Princess Dental Staffing or Indeed or something like that, make sure that you're really capturing the job seeker's attention, right? Really, kind of hone in on why this job seeker wants to apply for you, and make sure that you concisely kind of make note of that in the header if you have an opportunity for a header, okay, in your job posting. All right. Okay, so let's read the job posting. Okay. Good news, dental job hunters. Office in Location is currently seeking an amazing dental assistant to join their multi specialty dynamic practice. Okay. You work alongside a group of passionate and experienced dental professionals committed to providing top notch care and exceptional customer service to our patients. The ideal candidate who is someone who is energetic, detail oriented, and possesses excellent communication skills. This job offers competitive pay of $20 to $30 per hour, health insurance, dental benefits, PTO, sick leave, and a positive and supportive work culture that values teamwork, education, and growth. If you're ready to take the next step in your career, we encourage you to apply today. Okay. So to me, that job posting really, that potential employer who posted that job posting really values a new hire that is focused on progressing their career, on honing their skills, on getting new skills. Okay. So that is definitely, again, as a job seeker, that's definitely something you're going to want to talk about in your resume documents and also potentially in the interview if you get to the interview phase, right? Talking about how you are actively taking steps to progress in your career or how you would love to work somewhere that values um, that sort of career progression, somewhere where you can grow. Okay. Um, so that one's really kind of a good that one I feel like is a little bit of a combination of the first one and the second one, right? It's a really nice balance of those soft skills, but also those hard skills and that desire to grow. Okay. So as we read through some examples, hopefully you're kind of noticing some of the themes, right? Some of the sort of branding and the sort of messages that are being conveyed, and the persona that's really being created, actively created for these offices and these practices. Okay. All right. All right, let's do one more example, okay? So this one was pulled from Simply Hired for an oral surgery assistant in Houston, okay? All right. Hey, job seekers. Office in Location is currently seeking a patient centered oral surgery assistant to join their team. As an assistant, you will work alongside their experienced oral surgeon to assist with patient care, surgical equipment preparation, x rays, CT scans, and inventory management. No experience? No problem. We're willing to train the right candidate. As a full time employee, you'll enjoy a range of benefits, including health insurance and paid time off. And for those who excel in their role, monthly bonuses are a possibility. So if you're looking for a fulfilling career in oral surgery and want to work with a great team in a dynamic environment, this is your chance. Okay, so that one's a really great one. That one's a little bit unique as well. They talk about the fact that they are willing to train the right person. So, as a job seeker, you're going to want to talk in your resume and your cover letter about your willingness to learn, your ability to learn quickly, and your desire to build to develop in your career and in your role, and all of those sorts of things. Okay. Um, so yeah, so I think that kind of short little selection, like I said, the blog post has 11 examples for you to kind of read through and compare and contrast and kind of, figure out kind of what approach and what techniques you want to use in your job posting to kind of convey the right message, right? But I think that little four sampling, that little mini four sampling was a really good kind of wide range of the different job postings that you can see and what the different things that you can say in order to convey a certain message. And for job seekers, again, just focusing on the key information that you can glean from those job postings so that you know how to tailor your documents, because I always 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 recommend that you tailor your resume and tailor your cover letter before you submit it to potential employers. Okay. All right, so that will do it for me today. Thanks for being here, everyone. And if you couldn't be here when the stream was live, I'm so glad you got to watch it later. I'll be back next week with another live stream covering a new topic regarding your career in the dental industry. But until then, have a great week. Have a great weekend. Continue to stay safe out there. I'll see you soon. Bye, everyone.